Well, first of all, thank you very much for inviting. And indeed, in many respects, Moldova is an interesting case of a very rapid transition and transformation as a result of all the crises that we experienced in the last period. On the geopolitical thing, on the geopolitical part, but also how the repercussions on the energy. Just 2-3 years ago, we were a country 100% dependent on one contract for gas supply from Gazprom, zero experience importing any gas resources from other places. And everybody's talking about gas, but for our region and for the countries, for our two countries, for Ukraine and Moldova, the biggest transformation and the biggest shift that allowed us, including diversification, enabled us to diversify in the gas side, was actually coming in the electricity. And few people understand the amount, the magnitude and the profoundness of the transformation for us of the synchronization of the grids. When Ukraine and Moldova were allowed to synchronize with ENTSO-E, we basically became part of the European electricity system, and that has changed a lot. When in November 2022, we had basically a so-called, what I call it, perfect storm, organized to us by the Russian Federation. We had limited supplies of gas. The power plant that was in the territory controlled by the Russian Federation in Transnistria refused to supply electricity. The Ukrainian system was under bombardment. We didn't have electricity to bring in. We could not rely on it, and still, and the prices were at the historical maximum. It is the synchronization, and it is the connection with ENTSO-E that maintained lights in Moldova on when entire regions of Ukraine were stuck without electricity for months, 4 weeks at least. So one thing I can say is that the transformation has come as a result, yes, of a crisis, which we did not start, but second, because of the unprecedented mobilization and solidarity between the countries in the region. And maybe for the first time in our history, Moldova is now in a situation of a country that is contributing to the regional security of energy supplies because of the vertical corridor, because we were the first country that managed to and demonstrated the technical and the economic feasibility of the vertical corridor and bringing gas from Greece to the Western Ukrainian gas storage facilities. Basically, we're proposing and we are offering, technically proving the case for a business model that previously was only available for Gazprom, where they were filling in the gas storage facilities in Western Ukraine in summer, and they were the only ones who could quickly increase the gas supply in Central Europe in wintertime. So all this is possible, again, only due to infrastructure investments. But now we are experiencing challenges in financing some of this infrastructure. For instance, gas infrastructure, everybody understands the vertical corridor needs to expand its capacity, but the financing of investments in the gas sector, particularly by the European Union, is linked to proving the feasibility of decarbonization, of its contribution to decarbonization. If you cannot prove a case, for instance, for a hydrogen, which realistically is difficult to do because of the technology, it's difficult to finance these projects. Now we're stuck. Everybody understands we need to increase this throughput capacity, and at the same time, the conditions for financing it are not prone to doing it. But other than that, what I must say is that as a country, we are an example of what can be done in a very short time. And we're an example of what can be achieved through solidarity in the region. And the Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine corridor, not just on the gas, but also the interconnections that we're building on electricity, will help bring Moldova and Ukraine not just politically into the European Union, but also, more importantly, what we've discussed yesterday at the dinner, part of the energy market. Will make Moldova and Ukraine part of the energy market, which will radically changed the landscape.